Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be my latest Roundup review. These are all of the products that I tried out in the month of April. This is our biggest pile to date. I have such a large amount of products that I'm really excited to chat about and share with you. Some major hits, some misses, some things in between. I have quite the variety and we are gonna get into it together. As always, in case you are new to these videos from me, this is in no way intended on being braggy. I'm very grateful for any PR I receive or anything I'm able to buy myself. This is just a way for me to be transparent on what I've tried and tested out for the first time recently and just giving you my rounded up thoughts on everything. Before we hop into it, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my channel by the time this video goes up. It's from my Get Ready With Me playing with the Amy Loves Makeup and Adept collection. And unfortunately, as far as my accessories go, my choker, my earrings, they were gifts, so I don't know where they're from. And this ring was just from a boutique in New York a few years ago. So I don't have specifics of where you can get anything. But without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about all these products. This is probably gonna be a long one, so grab yourself a snack, settle in. Let's get into it. First things first, Pacifica launched some new perfumes and they are so nice. I love the bottles. I love these scents. They're so good. First, we have Beach Day. It's just nice. It's salty. It's beachy. It's a little bit tropical. I'm very bad at describing scents. To me, it's very like tropical, beachy, sandy with a smidgen of vanilla. It's like kind of sweet, but very beachy. Very much exactly what you would expect. We have Montana Sky. I love this color. This one's just very earthy. It's kind of clean and earthy. It's a little more neutral of a scent in my opinion. It's really nice. And then my favorite of the three is Passion Fruit. It's sweet, it's fruity. It smells like fruity candy. It's so nice. I'm really happy with these. These are a fun little launch. For the next few launches until I say otherwise, these are all things that I got in my goodie bag at the Creators and Friends event at the beginning of April. So we have quite a few things. Some brands I'd never tried before, some things that I'm obsessed with, maybe some things I didn't like so much. We have a few things to discuss. First are a few things from the brand Self-Made. First is the True Grit Resilience Scrub. I really like this. I've kept this in my shower. This says it's for scalp and body. I'll be honest, the texture of this just doesn't really make me want to put it on my scalp, but I have scrubbed it all over my body. It's really nice. There's almost like a body wash kind of consistency mixed with the scrub, so it scrubs really well. I just squirt some of it on my loofah and scrub myself down. It's really nice. I like this. It's very gentle feeling as well. It's not too abrasive. We have the Self-Made lotion, the Corrective Experience Comfort Cream. I like this body lotion. I've used it quite a few times after I've showered over the last month, and it's nice. I do feel like it's a little slick feeling. Like I feel like my body takes a little while to absorb it fully. And I also don't love the packaging. Like it's really hard to open. And then once I get it open, like I'm gonna regret doing this. Once I actually get it off, which it's just a regular screw, it's so hard for me to like get the traction back on to close it. Yeah, I've just ruined it. Sometimes I just shove it on as best as I can and call it a day. But overall, it's not bad. I just have one I like more that I'm gonna talk about in a second. And then I have the Secure Attachment Comfort Serum. I've really been liking this. I've used this, I think, every single night since I got it, and I like it. I can't say it's like my favorite serum of all time. I don't know if I'm like forever obsessed with it, but for now, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like my skin's been looking really nice. It absorbs really nicely. I feel like my other skincare products go well with it. This has been a nice serum. I've been enjoying it. Next up, a few things from Undefined Beauty. I guess first I did have some samples of their cleanser, which was nice. I think I had 2 little packets of it. It was fine. It was just a cleanser. I always double cleanse, like I remove my makeup first and then I go in with a cleanser. And I feel like it was good. It didn't strip my skin or make me feel super dry or anything, but I also wasn't so head over heels obsessed with it that I felt the need to go purchase like a full-size bottle immediately. But I liked the samples, they were good. And then I have the R&R Sun Elixir SPF Glow Oil. I've actually been using this every single day since I got it. I've been using this kind of as an in-between step between my skincare and my makeup. So it's been nice, kind of like a prep before my primer. And it's nice, it gives my skin a little extra boost of nourishment. I feel like it makes me a little glowier. I do have normal to dry skin for reference, and I've been enjoying this. And the fact that it has SPF is really nice. I'll take all the SPF I can get, like on a daily basis, obviously, but especially as it's getting hotter and we're entering spring and summer. I'm outside a little bit more, not always by choice. It's always nice to have that extra little boost of SPF. I also have the R&R Scalp Serum. I've used this the last few times I've washed my hair. I only wash my hair about once a week, so I've only used this maybe 4 times since I got it, 4 or 5 times. And I feel like it's nice. I'll just kind of apply some to my scalp while I'm in the shower before I go in with shampoo and conditioner. And it's fine. I don't know if it's really doing anything outstanding. I feel like I'm feeling pretty much the same as I was before I was using this versus now as I've been using it. But it's not doing anything wrong, so I suppose I'll just keep using it until it's gone, and then maybe after I've washed my hair a couple times without it, I'll decide like if it was something I really needed. But for now, I'm kind of indifferent about it. It's not bad, but I'm not like obsessed. I have a few things from City Beauty. First, I feel like I have to talk about the body balm, the Invisa Crepe body balm. This is incredible. This is the lotion that has me obsessed as opposed to the self-made one where I feel kind of indifferent. I've used so much of it. I have another one already, thank goodness. This is so good. The way it melts into the skin is like butter. It feels a little thicker when you take it out of the component, but when you're melting it into the skin, it just absorbs so beautifully. I feel so silky soft. This is such a good body lotion. I also have the Blue Defense Hydro Gel. This is more of a face moisturizer. I've been using this every single night since I got it. It's really nice. It's more of a gel consistency. It feels really just nourishing. It's lightweight. It feels cool and jelly, and it's good. I'm really enjoying this one. I think it's nice. Again, I don't know if it's like maybe my favorite moisturizer I've ever used, but it's probably up there. I'm pretty happy with it. I like the silky texture of it. I like the way it absorbs. I'm pretty happy with it. I also have the Plumping Night Oil. I actually haven't used this overnight once. I didn't realize it was a night oil until the other day. I've just had this sitting on my desk and I use it throughout the day. Like I'll use it before I film. I'll use it throughout the day after I film if I just happen to be upstairs. I don't get a major plumping effect from it. Like maybe a little bit, like maybe my lips look a little more nourished. It doesn't have that tingly feeling though. So maybe that's why I'm thinking that, like maybe my brain only associates plumping with that tingly burning feeling. So maybe if you're looking for a plumping product that doesn't tingle, this could be the one for you. But I'm mostly loving this just because it feels so nourishing. It sinks into the lips so beautifully. It makes my lips so soft. I've used this so many times and I feel like it looks like I've used none. So this is gonna last me forever, which I love. This is so, so beautiful. I also have some of the Line Smoothing Hydro Masks. These are sheet masks. I've used like 3 of the 5 masks. They're nice. I feel like I forget to use masks a lot. I'm trying to get better at using masks at least once a week. So I've been trying my best and I've used them. I feel like they're nice. They're fun to wear. My skin feels good after them, but I just feel like I don't notice like a life-changing effect from them. I don't know. They're fun to use. I'm happy to use them and continue using them, but I don't know if it's something I'm gonna be like rushing out to buy, especially because I have other masks I really also need to continue using. So I feel indifferent. I'm not mad. They're just fine. And then I have the Plumping Lip Glosses. These are nice. I did a little lip swatch video over on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts if you want to see like what these look like. They're really shiny. I feel like they look really pretty on the lips. We have the shades Clear, Crimson, and Sun Diego. Sun Diego is definitely my favorite. I love this like peachy coral with the gold shift. It's so pretty. My main qualm with these is they kind of stink. They're not my favorite smell. I don't know how to describe it. It just kind of smells, I really can't describe it. I wish I could describe this scent because anything that I think of to describe it sounds really harsh. They almost smell like wet garbage, like faintly. Like think of like if you're walking past like a wet dumpster, but like mute that smell a lot. Like it's not that intense, it's really mild. It's kind of that smell, which isn't my favorite thing. And it dissipates really quick. When it's on the lips, I'm not smelling it for a long period of time, but it's not my favorite smell. Gotta be honest with you. I have a few more masks. These are from Revive. These are the Instant Depuffing Gel Eye Masks. There's 6 of them in here. Again, I've used like maybe 2 or 3 of them. I do like these. They look kind of like a superhero mask. Like they go across your face like that. So I feel like a little superhero or something when I wear it. And I do feel like they give your eyes that depuffing effect, especially if you're obviously gonna use these in the morning. That's when I would recommend using them. I like these. I have other like items like this that kind of give me that depuffing effect. Like I have reusable under eye patches that I'll probably more likely stick with like once these are gone. But I'm having fun with these for now. I think they're nice. I think they do what they're supposed to do, and they're also kind of fun to wear just because I feel like a superhero or a villain depending on my mood that day. Next up, Cleona. They were such a fun part of Creators and Friends. We got to do this nail polish mixing class. It was such a good time. But on top of the class, they gave us some goodies as well. 2 being the fruit lighters. I don't know if these will have launched yet by the time this video goes up. These were like an early access kind of thing. They're launching multiple shades and they gave all of us 2 of them. So I have these 2 right here. Sour and Quench. Sour is that really pretty green shifty one and Quench is that really pretty pink. These are so cool. They're colorful, they're sparkly. I feel like they could also work as eyeshadows too, but these are so fun. Like if you like a colorful highlighter, keep your eyes peeled on Cleona's Instagram because I'm ready for the rest of them to launch. I'm tempted to buy the other shades. I also got some shadows. I love Cleona shadows. I have quite a few of them at this point, and I'm so happy to have these in the mix as well. We have the shades Alloy, Archway, Ascension, Days, Electron, Exothermic, Incandescence, Masonry, and Tiara. These are such beautiful multi-chromes. I have so much of it on my fingers right now, and I'm not even mad. I think these are so gorgeous. I did a little look playing with these recently over on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Including one of those highlighters as well if you want to see some of these in action. I definitely want to play with more of these as soon as I can, but as you'll soon see, I've been swamped with things to play with and test out for you guys, but these are gorgeous. I'm happy to add these to my collection of other Cleona shadows. I don't know again if these specific shades have launched yet, or if they're coming soon, but I'll have everything that I can linked down below for you. And then of course I have nail polishes. One of the ones they gave us was Dragon Teeny. This one came out a while ago and it's still available, I'm pretty sure. But this really pretty, just juicy multi-chrome. It's so pretty. I love that pink, peach, green shift. It's so cool. They also gave us this one, Juicy. This is another one that I don't know if it's available yet or if it's coming soon, but I love it. They actually gave us the ingredients to the shade to mix ourselves. It was so fun. And this is the shade Juicy. And then even though they aren't shades that you can buy yourself because these are my custom mixes, I figured I'd still share with you the ones that I got to make in the class. First is this one. It's actually the one I'm wearing right now. This really pretty shifty sparkly blue. I named it Valaris. I also made this really pretty bright pink. If you saw me wearing a bright pink polish a couple weeks ago, it was this one. Sparkly, shifty, pink, delicious. I named this one Cruel Summer. And then this one I haven't gotten to wear on my nails yet, but I'm obsessed. This ultra sparkly, dingy olive green. I love it. I named it Beetlejuice. And I think it's so fun. Next up, Sigma. They were such a huge part of this event and I'm so thankful for it. Some of the things they gifted are things that I already have and love, but they did give me some things that I did not have yet that I'm very excited about. First being the brushes in the Soft Coverage Brush Collection. The F48 is the one I've been using a lot for foundation recently, specifically one that I'm gonna talk about here in a moment. It's such a beautiful blendable brush. The F27 has been my go-to for concealer, again, specifically one that I'm gonna talk about here in a moment. But it's so good for just getting in those nooks and crannies and just painting your concealer on wherever you need it to. The F08 is a really good brush for dusting powder under the eyes. It's such a good setting powder brush, especially just for like those specific nooks and crannies. The F43 has been my go-to for either like cream contour or even sometimes cream blush, but I've mostly been using this for cream contour. I feel like it fits in those like cheekbone areas really, really well. And the F11 has actually become my go-to brush for blush lately, which is very unlike me. Usually I like an angled brush for blush, but this one, the way it just applies the product onto the skin, it's so beautiful. This is such a good face brush collection. I've been reaching for them all month long. In my little goodie bag, they included a lip oil shade that I didn't already have, and then they recently did their 40% off sale at the end of last month, and they sent me the 2 others that I didn't already own because I already owned tints and I love it, and now I have the other 3. So I have all 4 now, but the 3 that I added to the mix are All Heart, Hush, and Tranquil, just various cutesy shades, very sheer, very comfy lip oils. They're so shiny and hydrating. I love these and I'm so happy to have the other shades now. And of course, the star of the show is the Cool Neutrals palette. This is so, so pretty. This just launched recently. Comes with a little dual-ended brush. We have all these different shades. We have a matching shimmer to matte kind of situation. Some people are mad that this isn't like crazy cool toned. I feel like it's cool toned enough because even the warm tone shades are a little bit more of a cooled down version of various warm tones. I really like the layout of this. I think it's really pretty. It's a good combination of just like glamorous with pops of color in here. I've felt really pretty in the various looks I've created with this palette. I have looks on YouTube and on like Instagram and TikTok if you want to see various looks. But I've had a good time with this. I think it's beautiful to use. The formula is lovely. I love the way the shimmers look. They're so glossy. I've been really, really happy with this palette. I can see this becoming a go-to if I want like neutral glam looks that still have a touch of color. A couple misses, unfortunately. Also in our goodie bags were these lip products from the brand Typology. We have the lip peeling enzyme. It looks like this. It's in like a little jar. It says you can use it AM or PM. It has this little applicator. While we were on the trip, actually, on like the second to last day, I applied this and then I put the little lip mask over top of it by Typology. My lips felt so nasty for like 5 or 6 days. They didn't look bad. They did not look like they were peeling. They looked like regular lips, but the feeling of my lips felt like they were crumbling off for days. My friends around me, like Allie, Rachel, Linda, they all like basically discarded theirs after I complained about it one too many times because I literally felt like my lips were crumbling off. I only have kept this around just so I could simply talk about it with you guys and basically tell you to steer clear. This is probably the worst thing I tried in the entire month. And I feel really bad, like being so harsh, but it literally felt like my lips were crumbling off of my face. One of the worst experiences I've ever had. I also got to try some things from Salt, New York, and the owner Kiki was there at the event as well. And I adore that human. I've talked about Kiki so many times at this point. One of the best humans I've ever met in my entire life. But I've tried multiple things, and also since getting back, they sent me some more blushes and PR, so I'll have everything to talk about with you. First is the Sneaky Balm foundation. I love this. This is the one I've been using with that foundation brush I talked about earlier. It's so good. I use the lightest shade, N13. I'm not wearing it today because I'm wearing a different one I've tested out over the last month, but I've worn this so many times. It is so lightweight, so beautiful. It is like a second skin. It's so just delicious. This is one of the best foundations I've ever tried in my life. And I love that the brand, like you could get this little individual thing or you could buy like the zippered compact to fit 4 things. And like you can get just like the refillable pan. It's such an easy breezy process on their website. I love it. And then inside my first palette here, I have the concealer, which as you can see has a huge dent. That's what I've been using the concealer brush for. I've been using this concealer and this concealer alone ever since I got it. It is so beautiful. I've worn it with that foundation. I've worn it with a different one. I've worn it just by itself with no foundation. It is beautiful. It's pretty emollient, but I feel like it blends out really nice and then it sets down really well with a setting powder. Again, I'm using the lightest shade. It's just beautiful. I also have the cream contour. I believe mine is also in the lightest shade. It's so pretty. Again, it's like a second skin. It just melts and blends in really well. It plays really well with the other Salt products, but it also works really well with other things. It's such a beautiful cream contour. I also have the highlighter in the shade Pearl, and you guys know I'm very picky about cream and liquid highlighters, and if you didn't know, now you know. I'm very picky with them. I feel like they either move things around or they look too subtle. And even though I feel like it's still on the more subtle side compared to some of the very extreme, like sparkly things that I like, it's beautiful. It's a very lit from within. I love wearing this on no makeup days, actually. I feel like it just gives your skin a really pretty radiance without feeling super sticky. It's gorgeous. I think it's wonderful. It doesn't move my makeup around if I do choose to wear it with makeup. It's a really well done cream highlighter. And then I have a blush in here, and then this little palette has my other 4 blushes. I will eventually collect them all. They're so pretty. The shades are Cocoa, Mauve, Persimmon, Sunburnt, and Rose. These are just gorgeous. Again, they melt in so beautifully. I'm gonna keep saying it, but they're really like a second skin. They just mesh with everything so well. They just look so natural and so beautiful. I've layered other blushes with them. Like I have some luminous blushes I'm going to talk about in a moment that I'd like to pair on top of them. They are just beautiful, beautiful cream blushes. I am such a big fan of this brand. Next is the brand Surratt, which was a new brand to me. They are a little more luxurious than I typically shop. So this was like a completely new experience for me, and I've had a lot of fun trying their stuff out. I have this liquid blush in the shade Barba Papa. It's in this little component like this, and you like twist it and then like the blush comes out. This is cute. It's a cutie little pink. I can't say it's like my favorite liquid blush I've ever tried, but I'm also not mad at it. I'm pretty good with it. I think it's pretty. It blends out nice. The color's cute. Can't really say much more than that. I have their clear brow pomade, which has been pretty nice. I'll even put some more in right now. It's on this little like toothbrushy looking guy. and it just like brushes in pretty nicely. I feel like it has pretty decent hold. I'm pretty picky when it comes to brow gels, but I feel like this one holds nicely. And I like that it dries down clear. I've been pretty happy with this little brow pomade. The Noir Lash Tint is so good. This is probably my favorite thing from them that I've tried. I was kind of nervous because the wand is so interesting, right? Like there's no bristles. I've never seen one like this, but then I learned this is just for getting really, really deep in the lash root for people who have really, really tiny lashes. Or even for people like me who have very straight, stubborn lashes, because this manages to hold a curl so well. I curl really well with my lash curler, and then I just go in really deep at the root, really dragging it through and doing a couple coats of it. And it makes my lashes look pretty long. They're nice and separated. They hold a curl. I was really, really impressed with this mascara. Shockingly so, because I'm very picky. Not a lot do a whole lot for me. I mean, I wear false lashes a lot of the time, but for the days that I don't, this one has been a lifesaver because it looks so good. I'm gonna be sad when I run out because it's a little pricey, but it might have to be one of those things that I have to just invest in because it's really, really nice. I've also really been liking their eyeliner. It's really, really good. It's really pointy, really precise. I feel like I can make really crisp lines with it. I can do both eyes, no problem, without like it drying out between one or the other. And what's really cool about this is once it runs out, they sell refillable cartridges, so you don't have to buy a whole new liner every time. You could just get the cartridge and put it into your liner. So I think that's pretty cool. I really like the refill aspect. I think that's awesome. And the last thing I tried is this little like under eye brightener type thing. So we have the eyeliner side, you put it in, it just gives you that like champagne-y kind of eyeliner, brightens your eyes a little bit. And then on the other side, we have this little guy, and you can like highlight your inner corner with it. So it's like just like a quickie little eye brightener situation, like gives you a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a brightened effect. It's cute. It's not like a go-to thing for me, but I feel like for a lot of people, this could be a good go-to thing just to keep in your bag. If you just want to throw a little something on, you don't have really time for anything else. This is a good kind of two-in-one kind of guy. Last thing from the trip, we did like a Survivor style auction game, all of us, and the thing that I won was the summer of 2023 mystery box from Unearthly, and I used it recently in like a little short form video, and it's really fun. We have the spaced out little highlighter duo. It's so cute. I'm very much into pink right now, so this was like the perfect timing. I really like this duo. It's very sparkly. We have the spaced out eyeshadow palette. It's such a cutie little color story. I like this vibe. I think it's fun. I've enjoyed it. I really like Unearthly's formula, so I'm happy to add this to my mix. And we have a liquid lipstick and a lip gloss. The shades are Smooch and Sweetness. These are cute. Again, just lovely little pink shades. I really, really like this gloss. I love how sparkly and pink it is. It's adorable. Okay, moving on. After that, I came home, had all of that stuff to unbox, and then I also had other things waiting for me. So going forward, nothing else is from that trip. So let's move on. Alter Ego came out with a new palette. This is the Wildwood palette. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. I don't have that palette, so I can't do direct comparisons for you, but there's definitely videos out there if you need to see direct comparisons. I've had a good time with this one. I think the shimmers are really, really pretty. Love this overall color story, which credit goes to Natasha Denona there, not to Alter Ego. As always, my main qualm with Alter Ego is the cream to matte formula, which I've heard is similar in Natasha Denona. I know I'm repeating myself, but just in case anyone's new here, I just like to explain why I don't like it. It just never gets as pigmented as it looks in the pan, you know? So I avoid those shades, but thankfully there's only 2 of them in this palette. Some of their palettes have quite a few of them, so it makes it pretty unusable for me. But in this case, there's only 2, and there's other shades that I can kind of use instead. Like there's 2 oranges. I could use this brown instead of this brown. It's not the end of the world, but I am really liking this one. Would I like it more if there weren't those creamy shades? Absolutely. But I do really like this one. This might be one of my favorites the brand has done so far. Ensley Reign re-released their Strawberry Moon palette. They changed the format to have their magnetic pans like their other newer palettes, and they supposedly tweaked some shades to be a little more special and unique. I don't own the original Strawberry Moon, so I can't do comparisons, but they did post comparisons on their Instagram, I believe. But I love this palette. I actually did a 3 looks, 3 palettes video with the Alter Ego one, this one, and a Lethal one that I'm going to talk about here in a moment. I've loved this palette. It's so, so pretty. I did another look in like short form for like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I've done looks with everything. I'm not going to be a broken record here. If you see a palette or a product in this video, I've probably done a video on it, so you can go check it out. But I love this. It's my favorite palette of the year so far. I think it is so, so gorgeous. I love all these splashes of color. It's so juicy. and summery and rich. I love how vibrant it is. There are so many pretty multi-chromes and holochromes in here. It is such a gorgeous palette. I've had a blast with it. Merit Beauty sent me some of their lipsticks. I'd never tried this brand before, and I'm really, really liking these so far. We have the shades Antibes, Classic, Mason, and Power, just various shades of like neutral, pink, a red. This is such a beautiful formula. It's matte, but it's like a creamy matte. Like it applies very creamy, but then it looks really just matte and beautiful, but like a soft matte, not like a drying your lips out like the Sahara Desert matte. This is beautiful. I really like this formula. I would not be opposed to potentially trying more shades in the future, and I really like the case that these came in as well. I think it's really cute. Lawless also sent me a couple glosses. Some are ones that I already had, so I gave them to friends, but Daisy Pink is a shade that I did not have yet, and I think it's so cute. Again, I'm very into pink right now, so this couldn't have come at a better time, and I love the Lawless glosses. They are my favorite plumping gloss formula of all time. It is so shiny and smooth. They give your lips such a tingly plumping feeling, and I love that tingly plumping feeling. These are so juicy looking. I love them, and I'm so happy to have another shade to add to my collection because this one is so cute. Next up, Lethal Cosmetics. This is the Lethal palette I mentioned earlier. This is the Mellow Grove. It is so pretty. This is such a gorgeous, like, gonna give you soft, glam. You could do things that are a little more dramatic too, but it's gonna be a little more on that dusty, muted side, but it's still colorful, but yet it's glamorous. The shimmers in here are so pretty and so sparkly, and I just love these muted tones. Like I'm very much into like grungy garden vibes right now too, and this hits on that really well. It is so, so pretty. I'm really into this palette. I think this was a great launch from Lethal. And side note, did you see that they announced they're doing an Avatar: The Last Airbender collection? Oh, I'm so excited. I assume they're sending it to me because they've sent me their last multiple releases. So once I have it in my hands, I will definitely do a video. I cannot wait to see like everything that they're cooking up. In that launch, they also launched some new colored mascaras. We have the shades Current, Spark, and Static. We have just like a green, a pink, and a blue. I'm actually wearing the blue one on my lower lash line today just to enhance the blue that I already have going on. I'll be honest, I forget about colored mascara a lot. Like I'll have them in my collection and then I forget that they exist, and I'm like, oh, that would have been such a cool thing to add to my look. So I need to get better at remembering to actually use my colored mascaras. I'm gonna try to keep them front and center on my desk so I can use these even more because I think they're such a cool idea, and I know they have other colors as well on their website. So if you're into colored mascara, these are some cool shades. I like the uniqueness about them. They're not just like a bright royal blue, because I feel like that's the typical. I like that we have kind of a darker dusty blue, kind of a weird green, kind of a darker pink. It's a cool vibe. Rare Beauty came out with their luminous powder blushes, and I love these. I love them so much. I've reached for them so many times to add either by themselves to my look or even add on top of other things that I'm already wearing. I love pairing these with cream blushes because it just adds that extra dose of luminosity, especially with a light hand. These are so, so pretty. We have the shades Cheer, Happy, Hope, Joy, Love, and Truth, various shades of pink, peach. I love that darker, rich red. Which one was it? Love. This one is so, so cool. Truth is that more plummy one. So many cool shades. These match up with their liquid blushes that they already make, so you could mix and match them together. These are so beautiful. I love these blushes. These are gonna become like absolute favorite like single powder blushes for me. I can see it. On the topic of blush, Freck also came out with their new cheek slimes. They've added new shades and also reformulated, which I was so happy to see because I liked a lot of things about their original cheek slimes, but sometimes they had issues with blending. These are so much better. They blend so much easier. They are so beautiful, and I love the colors. We have Big Thrills, Cuffed, Fielding, Jam Sesh, Love Flush, and Rose Buddy. I don't even know if I can pick a favorite. I really do like Rose Buddy. I do like Big Thrills. Love Flush. I like all of these. They're so pretty. They're shades that I can see myself reaching for. Again, I've loved pairing these with those Rare Beauty ones. I think it's just a match made in heaven. I really, really like these. I'm so, so happy that they reformulated. I also have their blush brush that I've used a few times. It's fine. Maybe not my favorite brush in the world. I don't feel like I use stippling brushes very often. Maybe it's just not my preferred brush. It is really big though. So if you like a stippling brush, like this is gonna get the job done really fast. I'm indifferent about it. It's a fine brush. It's just maybe not my preferred shape. Pixi came out with a new toner, the Antioxidant Tonic. This is the Blueberry and Birchwater one. I love their Glow Tonic. I use that one almost every single night. So their toners I'm a fan of. I've used multiple ones over the years. The Glow Tonic reigns supreme and has for quite a long time, but I've been enjoying trying this one. As you can see, I've used I mean, it doesn't look like I've used that much, but I've used quite a bit. I've used it every single night ever since I got it like 3 weeks ago or so. And I enjoy it. I think it's really seeming nice in my skin. I feel like it sinks in really well. I don't know. I'm liking it. I still think I probably like the Glow Tonic more. Like I'll probably just stick with that one when I run out of this one, but so far I am enjoying this one. I'm not mad at it. This might be my second favorite after the Glow Tonic. So if that one's maybe too intense for you, try this one out. Maybe you'll like it. Next up, Sephora had their sale and I did not go crazy. We're already really deep in this video and I have too much makeup for one singular human, but I did want to get a couple things. So I did. I went in person and then I made an online order for the things that I could not get in person. First being some more skincare, which I didn't really need, but I wanted. I got a little mini set from Glow Recipe because I'm really intrigued by this brand. I like the serum that I already own from them and I wanted to try more. And I thought this little mini set would be a good way to do it. And this has basically been my morning routine every morning ever since the sale like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I start by cleansing with the Avocado Ceramide Moisture Barrier Cleanser. It's really, really nice. I don't know if I'm so obsessed with it that I'll feel the need to buy the full size once I run out, but I'm liking it for now. I think it's a good cleanser. And then I use the Watermelon Glow PHA BHA Pore Tight Toner. This seems to be doing nice things. It's a little bit of a thicker toner, a little bit more of an essence, but I'm liking it. I think it preps my skin nicely for the next products to follow afterwards. I like that this is hydrating, has hyaluronic acid in it. My dry skin loves that. This is beautiful. And then I go in with the Strawberry Smooth BHA AHA Salicylic Serum. This one I don't know if I'm obsessed with. Like, it's fine, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to repurchase this one. But I'm using it for now. And then I go in with the drops, the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. This is one of the things that I've had my eye on for a long time, and I gotta say, I do kind of love it. I think this is something I would potentially buy in the full size once I run out, because I have the Plum Pump Serum already. Plum Plump. That's really hard to say. I have that serum and I really, really enjoy it. So I think that's why I wouldn't get the full size of this one, because I like the other one more. And I imagine that with this, match made in heaven. I actually haven't tried pairing them together, even though I can, just because I've been on this routine specifically. But maybe I will try those together, see how I like it. Because this seems really nice. My skin seems to love them. And then I go in with the little Guava Vitamin C Bright Eye Gel Cream. I am actually quite liking this under eye cream, I gotta say. I have some other under eye creams that I do like already. So maybe if I finish this one and then I finish the ones I already have, maybe I'll buy the full size, because I am really liking it, but I have other ones that I also like, so it's not like a need right now. And then the Plum Plump, there's that tongue twister again, the Hyaluronic Cream. This is the moisturizer, and it's really nice too. I've been enjoying this. This is one I could potentially see myself also getting the full size. Again, I have some other moisturizers that I do like already that I own. So again, maybe it's one of those things where like if I run out of the other ones that I already like, then maybe I would go and buy the full size of this one. But overall, that was a fun little kit. I liked it. I'm gonna continue using them. I feel like they're also lasting me a good amount of time, because I've already had them like 3 weeks and I still have probably quite a few uses left. I think they'll last me probably a solid month and a half, maybe pushing 2 months for some of the products. I think that was a really good set. The foundation that I'm wearing right now is this one that I bought at the sale, the Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation. Mine's in the shade 1. I do like this. I was intrigued by this because I really like their skin tint and I was curious to try this one as well. This launched like a year ago, so I'm late to the train on this one, but that's okay. I don't have to be the first to try everything. I like it. For me, I do prefer more of a sheer to light coverage, so I feel like this one can turn a little bit more medium if I'm not careful. A little higher coverage than I typically go for, but I am liking it. I feel like if I use just a light amount and maybe even mix in a little bit of liquid highlighter, I end up really enjoying it. I think I'd still prefer to use the skin tint just because I like how much more lightweight that one is. Actually, I should try mixing those together. I'm gonna try that at some point, mixing the skin tint with this. If you've tried that before, let me know what you think. I also bought this Patrick Ta gloss, which is probably my new favorite gloss of all time. So this was money well spent. I've had my eye on these glosses ever since they came out. This is in the shade She's Expensive. I'm wearing it right now on top of my lipstick combo. It's just so pretty. I love a sparkly gloss. I love a slippy, smooth gloss, and that's exactly what this is. It's sparkly, it's lovely. The only thing it doesn't have that I love in a gloss is a plumping factor, but honestly, this is so pretty on its own. It doesn't even need the plumping factor. I love this. I might have to eventually collect the other shades. It's so good. I'm sad that I slept on it for as long as I did, but maybe I love it more because I waited and like built up the hype for myself, and then it ended up paying off. I love this gloss, it's so good. And then the things that I couldn't get in store because I wanted the minis specifically of these Kylie fragrances are these ones right here. I bought Sparkling Lychee and Juicy Apple. I love both. Juicy Apple is just the most lovely, just soft apple scent. It's so nice. It's light, it's airy, it's appley. Oh, the Sparkling Lychee just smells like candy. It smells like gummy candies to me. It's so good. I already have the mini of the pistachio gelato and the vanilla. I've liked doing mixing and matching with all of them. Like I really like this one with the pistachio a lot. I think they are so good together. I really like the apple with the vanilla. I like these two together. There are so many good combinations. Next on my list is to eventually get Burning Cherry. I will eventually collect them all, at least the ones that smell good to me. I like a sweet, fruity scent. That's my go-to. Next up, ColourPop came out with the Liquid Light Glow Drops, and I am loving these. I have the shades Petalite and Sun O'Clock. These are so pretty. I've played with these, mixing them with foundations, which is beautiful. Gives you a little bit of an Edward Cullen moment, but in a good way. And I've also used these just as a liquid highlighter, like on the cheekbones. I mean, I have a little bit of powder highlighter on now, so it's not giving you the full effect. But if you watch the Get Ready With Me, where I created this look, you'll be able to see the full effect. But I like just kind of putting this on my like liquid foundation before I set my face or anything and just kind of tapping it in. It's so pretty. And then even as I'm layering my setting powder, my bronzer, my blush, it still shines through really, really pretty. These are so reminiscent to me of those Cover FX custom enhancer drops from like 2017. This is giving me that vibe and I love them. These are so, so pretty. And again, I'm very picky with liquid and cream highlighters. These ones are really good. Bella Beauty Bar came out with a new palette that I'm obsessed with. This is the Secret Garden. It is so pretty. Like, are you kidding me with these colors? Again, I'm loving a grungy garden vibe. Like, I love how many brands are doing garden themed palettes. It's just fueling my soul. This is so pretty. I love all these colors, so many rich jewel tones mixed with a bunch of pops of brightness. We even have some neutrals in here if you're a neutral person and want to dabble that in with your color. It kind of has everything you need. It's really pretty, very spring vibes. It's so, so good. I love this brand's formulas. The shimmers are so shifty and wet on the eyes, and the mattes blend so, so gorgeous. I love this palette. I'm very, very happy with it. Definitely one of my top favorites of the year so far. Next up, It Cosmetics sent me a little sunscreen, which I'm actually loving. This is the Hello Sunshine Invisible Hydrating Serum Sunscreen SPF 50. This works so beautifully before makeup. Like, my go-to is usually the Glossier sunscreen. It's just very lightweight. It's very beautiful. It goes with my skincare, it goes with my makeup, like it's fine. I'm very good with it. But this, I feel like also actually works as a primer really well. It gives you a really nice kind of serum-y consistency. It's just very glowy, like very radiant for a sunscreen. Like it kind of feels like you're putting a primer on even though it's a sunscreen. I've really been liking this. I've used it the last like week and a half, 2 weeks or so, and I've been very, very impressed. I don't find that there's a weird white cast. I find my makeup lays beautifully on top of it. I've been really impressed with this one. I didn't expect to like love this as much as I do. Unearthly came out with their Spring Magic collection. Technically, this was part of the Creators and Friends kind of thing, but this wasn't physically available until much after because it wasn't like physically available to give us at the moment of the Creators and Friends event. So I got it much later, so here we are. We have two liquid highlighters. We have the shades Awaken and I'm Sprung, a really cute pinky shade, and then kind of like a soft, like pearl, pale green sort of thing. These are really pretty. I've enjoyed Unearthly's liquid highlighters in the past. I feel like they apply and tap out really nicely. I feel like if you have to, you can put these on top of powder, but I usually prefer not to. These are nice, I like them. We have a gloss in the shade Pollen. This is so pretty. Again, it's sheer, it's sparkly. It has a really pretty like soft pink, slight green shift to it. It's really, really pretty. I'm just such a sucker for a sheer sparkly gloss. Never gets old to me. This one's really good. We have the Spring Magic Blush Palette. We have 6 really pretty glowy shades. I feel like these shades are all really unique too. I don't really see blush shades like this, especially together very often. I like that we have more deeper, moody blushes, but we also have really good pops of brightness in here. This is a really fun blush palette, and I love a glowy blush, so I feel like I'm gonna utilize this one a lot. And then of course we have the Spring Magic Palette. This is so pretty. Again, kind of playing on that gardeny vibe a little bit. We have the soft pinks, we have the moody greens, we have the pops of blues. I think this is really, really pretty. The shimmers in here are very metallic, very wet looking, and the mattes are just so gorgeous, like so easy to blend, so easy to work with. I feel like this palette's also really easy to do very soft, muted looks if you're someone who's scared of color. This could be a good one to like maybe try out. if you're wanting to venture into color, because you have a lot of safe options, but then you can add in little dabbles of color if you're feeling up to it. Or you could just be like me and throw all the color on your face all the time. Although I guess I'm not the most colorful today. Usually I'm a bit more colorful, but I'm feeling this vibe today. Speaking of color, Blend Bunny did their collab with Ellis Atlantis, and it is so good. First things first, we have the Celestial Cheek Glaze. This is so unreal. It is so wet looking and sparkly. Like your cheek just looks like it's soaking wet in pink diamonds. It is the coolest product. It very much works as like a blush topper highlight kind of combo. This could be so pretty, like all over the eyes. I love this. This and the blushes are my favorite part of this collection. They are just so good. And then getting into the blushes, these are so pretty. We have two blush trios. We have Lunar Eclipse and Solar Flare. Lunar Eclipse is obviously the soft kind of cool tone pink trio, and Solar Flare is that more peachy orange sort of vibe. I love how polar opposite these are. I love the gradient that goes into these. These are so pretty. I can see myself reaching for these so often. They are so beautiful. I like that they're matte too, because I have so many glowy blushes to play with right now that I could mix and match things together. These are stunning. These are so well done. I love them. And then we have the actual palette. This is so cool. It is huge. It is a full-on coffee table, but it was so well done. I feel like this offers different shades than you get with the other Blend Bunny palettes. It kind of fills in little gaps while still being its own unique thing really well. Like it's a rainbow palette at the end of the day, but I love the different shades that are involved in here. Like I love that we have so many pops of like weird kind of grungy shades, but then really vibrant pops of like almost neon. It's so cool. I love how we just have such a good arrangement of like cool versus warm. This metallic silver is show-stopping. It is so cool. This was a really well done palette. And even though Blend Bunny's done some rainbow palettes before, I feel like this one does stand really well to be on its own. And if you don't feel like you need every rainbow palette, you don't need every rainbow palette. But if you don't have one in your life and you want one, this could be your ultimate rainbow palette. You probably could get away with only having this one and be just fine. Believe it or not, we are almost done, but not quite done yet. ColourPop came out with their Beauty and the Beast collection, and I'm so glad that I was actually able to manage to do a little look for like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, because I wasn't sure I'd be able to squeeze it in because there's so many palettes, so little time, but I was able to, and I was actually really impressed with this collection for the most part. Well, first things first, we have the Enchantment Lip Mask. It's fine. It's a lip mask. I feel like the packaging is what makes this like the most like cutesy. I have other lip masks that I probably prefer formula-wise, but it is adorable. We have two blushes. We have Chip and Mrs. Potts. We have kind of that like soft brown and then like a light pink. I gotta be honest, out of all of the blushes I've tried this month, these ones didn't impress me that much. And I don't even know if it's that they're lesser than compared to other ColourPop blushes, or maybe it's just ColourPop blushes in general just maybe aren't my favorite anymore. But there's so many good blushes I tried this month that these were very unremarkable for me. They aren't horrible. I mean, they're fine, they're affordable, cute theming and everything, but formula-wise, I don't know. I've just tried better, especially super recently. I've tried better. The highlighter's pretty special guest. I really want to love this more. It's just slightly too dark for me. It's kind of like right on my skin tone, and I need something a little bit lighter for me to be more obsessed with it. I think if you're darker than me, you would really like this highlight. It's just not my perfect color. The palette looks like this. This definitely gives Limoncello vibes if you missed out on that palette a couple years ago. I really loved that palette for a time. And this is really pretty. If anything, I think some of the shimmers in here are even more special than in the Limoncello one. Like this one's really sparkly and glitzy. We have really pretty shifty duochromes. I really like the range that's in here. Like I feel like there's a good range from light to dark. I like the pop of like pale yellow, the rich blue. I feel like this represents the vibe of the movie. Is this gonna be one I reach for time and time again? No, but I've enjoyed the time I've had with it. I liked the look I created. I think this could be a go-to for a lot of people because it's really easy breezy to use. And again, the shimmers are just really, really stunning. And then we have two lip kits. We have Break the Spell and Great Adventure, kind of like a little lipstick lip gloss duo. One's more of like a brown toned vibe, one's more of a pink toned vibe. They're really cute. I haven't worn the pink combo yet, if I'm being honest, but I did wear the brown combo and I think it's really, really lovely. I think ColourPop's lipsticks are a good formula, and these glosses feel extra nice. I don't know if they've improved their ultra glossy lips, but I like the sparkle, I like the sheen, I like the texture, it's really lightweight. I was really impressed with these lip kits. I think these were my favorite part of the collection. Oden's Eye came out with more single shadows to add to their single shadows that they did back in the day. I did do a full swatch party video with these, so if you want to see all of these really in depth, go check out that video, but I will just give you the rundown of all these shades. First off, I put all of the mattes in the smaller palette because there are 12 mattes exactly, and they fit in this little smaller palette the best. But we have 12 mattes. They didn't do mattes before, so now we have just 12 staple mattes to go in their single shadow lineup. In order, the first 6 on the top, the second 6 on the bottom, we have Agnes, Jordan, Linnea, Hella, Elsa, Ebba, Burry, Joseph, Vigo, Casper, Anton, and William. These are also labeled 1 through 12 on top of them having an actual name, so these are in order 1 through 12 if you need to search them specifically. And then in the bigger palette, we have more multi-chromes and shimmers to go alongside of what they launched initially. We can do the shimmers first. The shimmers are the 2 bottom rows here in the palette, and they already came out with an initial 30 shades, so these shades start numbers 31 through 42. I'm not even going to go through all the names because it's just going to get confusing. I know I said the names of the mattes. I'm just gonna say the numbers for these ones because we're gonna be here all day. But 31 through 42 are what you're gonna see swatched out. The first 6 are 31 through 36, and then 37 through 42 are the second round. These are really pretty, even though these ones are just the shimmers and not the multi-chromes. I feel like they still look really gorgeous. They look dimensional on the eyes, and these are like half the price of the multi-chrome. So if you were interested but couldn't quite splurge on the multi-chromes, the shimmers are still really pretty on their own. And then we have the multi-chromes. Again, they initially came out with 12 last time, like a year and a half ago. So now we have much more. We have 13 through 30. They added 18 shades of multi-chromes, and these truly are like so pretty. Like they are the star of the show for sure. So let's go through those. The first 6 shown are gonna be numbers 13 through 18, lots of highlighty shades. 19 through 24 is the second row here. Then 25 through 30 are those last 6. So many pretty shades, and again, if you wanna see all of these really in depth and I talk about each one individually, go check out my swatch party video. Lmao Cosmetics came out with their Smoke Sessions 2 palette, and when I went to go on their website to buy it, I saw that they had a bundle where I could also get Smoke Sessions Volume 1 from like a zillion years ago that I never owned, so I did end up getting both of them together, and I'm really enjoying these. The Smoke Sessions is gonna be your kind of like grungy golden browns into like the grungy teals. It's really pretty. It's very dark. There's only 2 mattes, mostly shimmer, so you're gonna get very just like dark looks with this. You have to want that grungy dark vibe in order to like this palette, which I personally love. So I'm surprised I didn't own this one sooner. I think it's so pretty. I also just love Melt's formulas. I think the mattes blend beautifully and the shimmers are so pretty, and I feel like their metallics have gotten even better over the years, so I was really excited about a newer palette. The Smoke Sessions 2 is gonna be much more purple based. We have such a good range of purples too. Like we have very like ultraviolet bluey based purples into that more warmer, vibrant purple. Really pretty. We have 3 mattes. The rest are metallics, and the metallics are just so pretty. I feel like they're extra shiny, extra gorgeous. I'm really glad I got this. I feel like it's such a pretty purple palette. It like glows. It's so good. Likely Makeup came out with liquid lipsticks, and I was so incredibly stoked to see it. I went to place an order. I was gonna buy 3 shades myself, but then when I got the order confirmation, they ended up adding the other 4 to my basket, which was so sweet of them. I'm so glad that I have all of them. At this point, I should have already posted my lip swatch video on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I think these are so pretty. I'm wearing one a little bit today amidst a lip liner and the gloss, but these are so good. I've been wearing them nonstop the last couple days. They are so pretty. They're a very like soft blurring matte lipstick. Like they're very moussey in texture. I feel like they blur out really well if you wanted to kind of tap it out and have like kind of a soft matte blurred look, or you could go very opaque with it as well. They're very comfy, they're very lightweight. I'm really impressed with these so far. The shades are Antique Shop, Clementine, Cup of Tea, Picnic Blanket, Secret Garden, Silver Pink Pony, and Warm Bed. The shades that I'd personally bought myself were, I believe, Cup of Tea, the neutral, Antique Shop, the brown, and I think Picnic Blanket, the kind of mauve-y shade. But I love all of them. I think these are so good. These are shades that I'm gonna reach for. I think they're really fun and unique. And especially as we enter fall, I can see myself wearing these a lot, especially like the berry and the orange. These are so cute. And last, but certainly not least, on a long list of makeup to talk about is the Amy Loves Makeup and Adept Cosmetics collaboration. I'm so excited. These are so beautiful. This is what I'm wearing on my face today. I have the blush palette on right now. I actually have a mixture of both blushes and the highlighty shade Aries all over my cheeks. It's so pretty. I can see myself reaching for this blush palette so much for the rest of this spring, really till the end of eternity, because this is just gorgeous. I love how deliciously wet looking the highlighty shades are, and these blushes blend like butter on the cheeks. They are so easy to diffuse and blend out. They are so pretty. I'm so impressed with this. And then we have the Amy Loves Makeup palette. This is just so pretty. I can see this one becoming a top favorite palette in my collection. It's just gorgeous. I love how this looks. I'm such a sucker for cool tones. Like if I'm gonna play with neutrals, cool tones is the way to go. So this kind of gives me that, but also with splashes of color. Like we have those soft blues, we have the soft purples and periwinkle kind of vibes. We have the pinks. This is so cute and glamorous, but it could also be a little grungified, but it can also be a little whimsical. This is so versatile in my opinion. Obviously you have to be into cool tones to enjoy this, but if you're into cool tones, this is such a dream. So many pretty multi-chromes. I love how wet looking these shadows look. The mattes blend beautifully. Honestly, I feel like Adept needs to play more with mattes because they're so multi-chrome focused, which they do a great job with, but I'd love to see them do even more with their mattes because I think they're good and I feel like they could really hone in on that. But overall, this was just such a well done collaboration. I'm so happy for Amy. It is so well deserved and I adore this palette. And I am officially out of breath. I have been talking and sitting here for so long. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Please leave me a vegetable emoji if you made it to the end of this video because I have to know who made it. And I would just love to hear your general thoughts. What do you think of everything I talked about? Is anything on your wish list? Do you already own any of these? What have you tried lately? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And if you want, you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And if you want, you can join my channel memberships. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only video once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.